Today, I'm going to share with you the science of how you can hack your brain. It all starts with the programming. So this is a part of the self-coaching model that has been developed and used by psychologists, except the psychologists often use circumstance rather than programming. I like programming because it allows for you to take charge of the results for your outcome. So what is programming? Programming is how you immerse yourself, your brain, your mind, your body, and how you surround yourself. What type of situations do you put yourself in? Are you proactively taking charge or not? So for example, if you like to exercise regularly, that helps to feed your programming. And if you don't like to exercise regularly, that also feeds your programming. You could choose to take control of your affirmations. So we all have affirmations, it's just, are we aware of them and are we choosing what those affirmations are? For example, if I stub my toe, I can be like, I'm a stupid person. Now, I don't even like saying that. Those words don't even resonate with me, even in this context. Or you can stub your toe and you can say, oh my goodness, that hurts, and I'm gonna put myself in a position so that in the future, I'm not gonna stub my toe again. Both are affirmations, and I'm sure that you can see the difference between the two. Other ways that you can program can be what you listen to. What type of television do you listen to or watch? It could be, who are you surrounding yourself with? So these are all ways that you're programming your brain and your thoughts, and you can take a choice to consciously put an effort into how you immerse yourself in your surroundings. The programming, it leads to thoughts. So what is a thought? A thought is what is going through your brain right now. So that thought, it could be whatever it is that you are thinking right now or that you're listening to, that voice in your head, that is a thought. And so what we know is that the programming leads to the thoughts. Now, the thoughts, then we feel a certain way about those thoughts. So feelings are emotional. Something that you could consider to do is when you're not in a good circumstance, a little trick that I've learned is to, if you're like in an argument with somebody or something that's annoying you, here's a little trick. Ask yourself in the moment, is this a thought or is this a feeling? And so if you can decipher in the moment the difference between the two, then you can choose on how you control it. If it's a thought, change your thoughts. If it's a feeling, embrace the fact that you can have different feelings. And then put yourself in a position where you can smile, you can be happy, or whatever the case may be. Even if you have to artificially feed it, you can still change your feelings. So the thoughts lead to the feelings. And then from the feelings, we take action. So the action that we take is gonna then produce our results. And the results will then feed into our programming. So as you can see, this is a closed loop. And if you're programming yourself with crappy things, then you're gonna have crappy thoughts, which are gonna have bad feelings, bad actions, and bad results, which then feed back into bad programming. If you have programming that's not empowering you, that's not healthy for you, it's gonna lead into unhealthy thoughts, which are gonna lead into feelings that won't feel great. And then the actions that you take are going to be actions that somebody that doesn't feel great would take, which is gonna cause you results that probably aren't what you wanna choose. And when you're causing results that are probably not what you wanna choose, guess what? That's going into your programming. Instead, you could choose to program yourself in a healthy manner, in an empowering manner, in a way that excites you, in a way that gives you energy, which gives you energetic thoughts, which gives you really great feelings, which leads to awesome action and fantastic results. And then when you're having those fantastic results, it's gonna lead back into your programming. And as you can see, this is a closed loop. So where is the hack? The hack is within the programming, because this is where you have choice. This is where you have a choice of how you encounter the world. So my suggestion is to recognize that you have choice and make a great choice to your success. Today, I'm gonna share with you how you could use the hierarchy of communication to make abundant sales. What is the hierarchy of communication? The hierarchy of communication is how we can communicate with another person to be able to create a result. So communication is both verbal as well as our physiology or physiological. And so the way that we posture ourselves, the way that we smile, the way that we frown, Those are physiological ways to be able to communicate. We can also communicate through rapport or lack of rapport. So rapport is a connection. So for example, if you have two dancers and they're not touching each other, perhaps they never even danced together before, and they could be in sync, in flow. That's an example of rapport. Rapport is a connectivity. And so you could be, even in rapport, you can witness that in groups. A group of people could be a rapport. For example, once upon a time I was a waiter at the top restaurant it's top steakhouse in Washington, D.C. The waiters and waitresses, we were in rapport because we were really busy and we were moving really fast. And when a waiter or waitress would go like that, you would, from your peripheral view, not even have to see them. You go like that, and we never bumped into each other. So this is the way to communicate, and I'll give you some specific tactics here. That is communication. All right, so the highest one is not face to boss, it's face to face. And the reason why it's face to face is because you can see that physiology that I just described. You can experience the rapport. You can experience the connectivity. And so when you have something good to share with somebody or something dramatically bad to share with somebody, you should always consider to do so face to face. Video chat. So particularly as the world has changed when the pandemic hit us and we've gone from face to face to video. So today the world's much more comfortable with this, and it is a second substitute to live, face to face. It almost replicates live, but there's still a little bit of a gap. And using video in a one-way communication, such as this, I don't have a connectivity with you right now, yet I love you to death. And using video in a one-way communication, such as the way that we're doing this right now, would be a little bit less than a two-way communication. In fact, it would be a lot less than a two-way communication because I can't see you. Maybe I don't want to see you, but I'm just joking. The one that's in their underwear right now, I don't want to see you. All right, so video chat would be the secondary thing of a high-level communication, followed by a phone conversation, a text, a Facebook message, email, and then, are you ready for it? I have a 10-year-old daughter now. She was 9 years old, and I tell a lot of dad jokes. Pigeon carrier, that is the least effective form of communication. Now I know somebody's laughing right now. It may not be you. Somebody's laughing right now. So this is the level of communication, and it goes up from one level to the next. For example, if you want to share, again, as I mentioned to you, bad news, a text or a Facebook message probably is not the way to do that because you have no control over the way that the recipient. Have you ever been in a situation where you've sent an email or you received an email and the recipient, if it was you or another, was like, this guy's crazy? It's because they were in a bad mood. It wasn't because you were intending to communicate something, nasty or something that wasn't empowering. And so this is the way that you can use communication. If you want to be most effective, get face to face. A second to that, really close, is video chat. To your success.
This is Mitch Stevens. I had the pleasure of meeting and interviewing Dan Rochon.
So Dan is a top team leader in the DC area with Keller Williams, and he breaks down his journey. You guys, somebody that struggled for the first 6 months, like so many real estate agents do, and then something clicked.
He has helped me tremendously, specifically with creating systems in place.
It's very important to have a process in place that works not just for you, but for also the client.
Hey, I just had the best 45 minutes interviewing Dan Rochon. He's from Virginia, right outside the DC area. He's been in a stable market for a long time, but
Dan is a leader of vision, focus, and passion. His enthusiasm is truly infectious.